And hello everybody, welcome on back to yet another episode of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. We are picking up a little bit further than we were last time. We're going to be picking up at least the same place story-wise and all that fun jazz, but got ourselves some good upgrades and, you know, really been enjoying ourselves here, so we're just going to take it nice and easy. Since I did all the hard part of getting all the extra stuff done, just gonna sail through this battle. Probably not get hit at all, I'm sure. But main thing, we got our hull upgraded a bunch. I can also show you on the map. So we have gotten a couple different of the elite upgrades. We've taken over a bunch of these forts. The only ones that are left are now just these 4. So we've taken some real time to try and get everything nice and easy for us. That way, while we're doing this, we can just kind of, you know, take our time to enjoy things.
Hey, old Bonnet! Flying your own flag at last.
Yes, Blackbeard cut me loose, sadly. Time to have a go at this myself.
Well, that's grand.
Yes, it's for the best, I think. I should have some wild stories when next we meet. Edward! Your constant friendship has been my most treasured find on these seas. Well above gold and silver and rum, I prize the courage you have inspired in me this year. Thank you, sir. A fair good morrow to you.
I think just if anything happened to him, I would kill everyone in the room and then myself. One of the best reoccurring memes from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Are you not loved, no? Are you not wanted by your wives, and families, and countrymen? How else to explain your government's complete disinterest in your well-being? Hostages for medicines! These were my only terms. And yet, 6 days of pure fucking silence.
Me when I go nonverbal.
So I must conclude that you men are the pariahs of Charlestown, and I would profit better by using your organs for chum and your bones for char. By Christ! This is my predicament. To kill you, or to press you into my service. It's a decision I'll make hardly, but not with remorse. Ahoy, Edward.
What the hell are you doing, man? All of Charleston can see this mess.
It's the idea. Out of range, but well in sight.
So where's the medicine?
We sent a party ashore to partner with the governor. That were a week ago. No noise since.
I'll handle it. Give me a day.
Here we go. As always, solving everyone's problems in a very quick amount of time. But I guess that's the life of being the main character.
There's movement up ahead. Is it soldiers?
Aye, and in something of a hurry. I propose we follow, else they spring something we ain't ready for.
Let's go. Time to tell, oh, time to tell.
What you thinking?
Blackbeard's been at this 8 days already. So it's a good bet that someone out there has prepared the medicines, just in case.
Well, they're stalling. Thinking up ways to avoid paying it out.
Aye, so let's find where they've gathered and hope for the best.
You know, it was like, I will say one of the nice parts about the tailing missions and on the boats is the fact that you actively can see like
Careful,
all of
Captain. We're
the...
drifting close to a watchtower.
Ah, it's fine, it's fine. The fact that you can actively see like all of the zones. Ah, we'll just cruise on around over here. Yeah, easy peasy. I also like that it's actually illuminated too to give you the full sight cone. But stuff like that that just makes this a lot easier for us. Because I was like, you're not sitting there guessing constantly.
Keep her at half sail, Captain. Speed'll do us no favors here. Careful with the banks.
Oh, trust me, I'm trying, my
Cannot
friend.
pass them undetected, Captain. And there is no other way.
There's always another way.
All stop!
Oh. So I thought I was already off the wheel, so I went to go run, and I was not. I just shot a ton of cannons into the wall. Really did us no good at all, huh? Yoink. Hey, buddy. Yoink.
Few opportunities. No, I joined with my brother some 10 years ago.
Ooh.
And it was getting very hard in those countries. So few opportunities.
Oh. Guess we don't have to kill everyone. It's kind of interesting seeing the character development of Edward, though. Because, you know, it was like, he's still a pirate through and through and over for coin, but he definitely has more complex feelings behind everything than just that. Because I think, obviously, that's got to be why he's at odds with Blackbeard and whatnot. But I guess it also makes sense too, because he has a cause bigger than just profiteering, you know?
We may never get out. Be sure they don't spy us trailing them. Steady as she goes, Captain.
Steady as she goes.
They're getting away, Captain.
Then I'll have to go on without her. I'll be back with the medicines.
Aye, sir.
You sleep darts on a crocodile. Okay. Oh, hold on. So we hit you, and then we can skin you. I can actually use the bone. Yeah, let's actually come down here. Because I could probably make use of them. I've got 25 bone. Nice. Don't mind if I do. Then we'll just make that max.
think it's true what they say about Blackbeard? That fire strikes out from his head, as if from some volcano.
If he's not the devil himself, then surely he's made some pact with hell. Only be thankful his ship remains anchored. It hasn't torn apart into the art of Charlestown.
Bloody pirates. Someone ought to do that.
They'll hunt it down eventually. Every last one of them.
Can I? Oh. Ah, come on. Why are there so many? What? I just got attacked by like 4 of them. Okay. You know what? Fine. Cool. Let's see how it is. That said though, we're still gonna get you at least. Yeah, screw you, crocodile. Although I now have to recraft. What do we need for the dirt patches? Howler monkey and killer whale. Okay. Okay. Let's try this again. Oh, we can make a new pistol holster. Okay.
That fire strikes out from his head, as if from some volcano.
If he's not the devil himself, then surely he's made some pact with hell. Only be thankful his ship remains anchored. It hasn't torn apart into the art of Charlestown.
Bloody pirates. Someone ought to do that.
They'll be hunted down eventually. Every last one of them.
In the cover of night, they'll never expect me to be stalking in the shadows.
Who's that there?
2 old gators come for their supper.
Me old mucker. Warm tonight, isn't it?
We'll talk about our weather another time, mate. Bit of a hurry.
Well, I'll just make our way on over here. Then come on over here. Try to use the intended path.
Going land crazy, and this dirty puddle won't do.
One would suppose all this was for gold. Or rum at least.
Nothing but medicines to cure whatever ailments fester aboard their vessels.
Syphilis and scurvy, no doubt. What noxious coffins these pirate ships must be.
Better listen to him, mate.
That was almost bad. Ooh, and now it's raining too? I do like getting a little bit more of a like weather cycle in this. Like weather and
I could have sworn I saw something past the boat.
No. Quiet night.
Are you sure? There's something in the water.
Quiet till you showed up. Go on then. Captain's waiting.
yeah, I wonder what you could have possibly heard. Could it have been me?
Almost there.
Good. Captain Wyatt is not a patient man.
Come on. Sometimes. Oh well. Thankfully for once it didn't throw me all that far back into...
Is that Raider yonder?
The very same.
Then speed along. You're expected. And you know how...
Oh, Christ!
He took him! He took him! I told you!
Just row! For God's sake, row!
I told you there was something. Didn't I tell you? Oh, God. Let's just get out of here.
Well, so much for that guy. Oh, conveniently timed. Thank you, game. I appreciate you.
I apologize. There was an accident.
Oh,
Private Simon! This crocodile.
I don't care about your accidents. What's the word from the harbor, soldier? Speak.
No change, sir. They're holding fast, but are yet to kill or maim any of the captives, near as we can tell. Perhaps it's time to...
To surrender?
come on.
To surrender? I've been entrusted with the affairs of the town, and I do not intend to bow to the demands of a pirate, no matter how fierce his reputation.
Yes, sir.
As long as the supply key is with me, no man shall touch that medicine. May plague and calamity strike them all.
Bloody idiot.
Ah, so we just need to get the key of this guy and...
Pirates! The ship's here! Pirates! Fall back to the mansion!
He's mine!
Oh, that guy just instantly ate shit. That's so good.
Stop him!
Oh. Careful with the gunpowder barrels. Instantly everything explodes. Ooh, we love a nice little action scene right there. Edward's so cool.
What the hell?
He's almost as cool as Edward Cullen.
Oh God! Oh God, save me! And flay all you devils! Ah!
Blackbeard made you as good an offer as ever a man got from any pirate. You might curse his methods, but medicine was all he wanted. And now he'll get it. You should have bartered, mate.
Ah.
He has returned, Captain!
What's the take? 2 crates. And the means for mixing additional doses.
That's right thinking. Precious little of that these days. You hear that, Mr. Rags? My young friend returns with offerings and so saves your scrawny neck. Will you not thank him?
You should quit these waters, Thatch. The governor, he's bound to muster more soldiers.
You go on ahead. I got some business in the north.
You're done, aren't you? Giving up on us. On Nassau.
Look, lad. I'm late into my 4th decade on this earth. And if I don't find some means to make the 5th quiet and cozy voyage, I'd rather sink to the devil's doorstep than call myself captain another year. We'll meet again, lad. In this world. Or the one below.
It's so funny because it's like we're at the point now where I don't even feel like 40, like in your 40s is that old. And but you know, like a lot of the meta is making fun of people that are in their 30s for being on, like, hell, I'm 26, or I'll be 26 soon, and I'm still constantly like, I feel way old.
I'm on my way upstairs.
Let's go.
Talk with us about putting together a trailer using some of the footage you've been recording this past month. Take your time. I'll meet you by the elevator.
But anyway, so you know, I was like, I don't think that ooh. Wait, are our colleagues gonna finally not be at their desks? Oh wait, I could have used this to the whole time? Huh. Okay, well. Time to get some lore if we can. Yeah, you know, I was like, I'm way older than I ever expected I would be at this point, because I've been through a lot in life, and it's like, sometimes I was like, you know, being an adult's fine. Olivier, here's the initial presentation I received. It's a little light on facts, but these guys know what they're doing. We'll know more when they arrive on Monday. Let me know if you feel like attending. John. Bloom. Why now? Why wait? Why Bloom? As the world's foremost innovator of high-tech, high-performance communications and security technology, Bloom stands poised to reshape the way we think about information security architecture, ISA. Specializing in everything from mobile telephony? Words like that always trip me up. To home computing, to digital imaging processors, to network security systems, we take great pride in the fact that we helped create most of the markets we now dominate. And nowhere is our expertise more apparent than our flagship product, CTOS, a groundbreaking proprietary security software operating system. What is CTOS? Confidential, integral, privacy and security. Integral, how did we ever do business without it? Accessible, the touch of a button. Available, we're everywhere, all the time. Stable, it just works. Put simply, CTOS is the most stable and user-friendly software security controller ever devised. Can Abstergo afford to pass up perfection? The CTOS dream, the Bloom promise. Dozen cities, 100 major corporations, 1,000 small businesses. For almost a decade, CTOS has served its clients' need with a track record unparalleled in the modern age. How do we do it? Durable ultralight HD cameras, ultra-speed fiber optic networking, proprietary facial recognition software, multiple fail-safe data centers, cloud-compatible intelligence sharing, 24-hour customer support and service. In short, we have everything Abstergo needs to protect its unique intellectual property and more. The future is in Bloom. We look forward to working with you. Okay, interesting. How about... Oh, that's right. Well, that's my computer. Get another cubicle over here that we can access. Real question is... Okay, it's a teleporter. Core access granted. An Antikythera mechanism. Originally assumed to be an analog computing device built for the purposes of determining the future positions of astral bodies, Abstergo industry scientists have recently discovered that the Antikythera mechanism is merely one small portion of a much larger tool, a so-called prognostication machine, thought to have been used by the first civilization to make probability-based predictions of future events. It has been confirmed, for instance, that a precursor race used such a device in conjunction with their inherent precognitive abilities to locate and contact Mr. Desmond Miles, the source of the sample 17 strand, for purposes that shall remain classified. It is also known that due to the nature of these quantum probability mechanics, that such machines have been exceedingly difficult to use, and that many hundreds or thousands of trials would have been needed to peek such great distances into the future. Baghdad Battery. A mystery that has puzzled scientists for decades, the Baghdad battery's ultimate secret has finally been discovered. This year, researchers at Abstergo Industries determined that these batteries contained, at one time, a synthetic precursor element capable of producing power by harnessing energy generated by the passage of time, eerily similar to what theoretical physicists have called time crystals. This unknown crystalline material was able to generate tiny but unlimited levels of energy simply by siphoning energy from the passage of time itself. Though minute, the resulting power was likely enough to power a small LED, resulting in a humble but incredibly efficient means of producing light. To date, a functioning precursor time crystal has not been located. Blood vials. Is this like one of the ones that we've been messing with? Or that we've seen a couple times so far in this game? Little is known about the function of these blood vials, though dozens have been found since Abstergo took an interest in their recovery at some point in the late 1980s. To date, only 3 have been found with their original contents intact, and of these, only 1 contained a confirmed sample of precursor DNA. Abstergo Industries executives have expressed a particular interest in locating more precursor DNA and, if possible, samples of our so-called mitochondrial Eve. As far-fetched as this sounds, please take special care to identify any values you might stumble upon in a memory replay. Unfortunately, as the average half-life of DNA is a mere 500 years, any sample old enough to belong to either source, 88,000 years or more, will have degraded well beyond usefulness. We suspect it would require a minimum of over 250 preserved samples, and a hell of a lot of luck, to sequence an entire precursor genome, though the true figure is probably closer to 500. Interesting. Crystal skulls. These ancient tools have been found on a few separate occasions at alleged precursor sites throughout the world. All are communication devices to some degree, although 3 distinct varieties have been discovered so far. The first crystal skulls worked much like the mobile telephony devices we use today. These allowed multi-node communication between all who possessed a working device. The second crystal skull was later discovered to have a record and playback function, meaning the user could record and send audio-visual messages to multiple parties as frequently as these saw fit. A third set of crystal skulls discovered only recently seem to have acted as passive monitoring devices, much like televisions and a multi-camera surveillance system setup. As yet, the cameras on the opposite end of this setup have not been found. It is unclear why these communication devices were designed to resemble such a macabre piece of anatomy, but we have no reason to suspect that our precursor race, as intelligent as they were, didn't occasionally fall victim to gaudy fashion. We have memory seals. Ooh, these are the coins that Altair used. Or I guess not coins, but you know what I mean, the like little things that Altair used to communicate all this stuff with Ezio, I think. These devices, powerful in function but limited in scope, were used by the precursors of first civilization to record brief memory impressions, which could then be replayed or re-experienced by another user at a later date. Judging by their scarcity, fewer than 40 have ever been found or accounted for. It appears that these seals were not wielded casually by the precursor race, but were intended for use only by the wealthiest and most powerful members of that society. To date, no seals containing recorded precursor memories have been found, and only a few have been known to contain any information whatsoever. The seals used by the assassin Altair ibn Lahad to pass memory information from Ezio Auditore de Firenze are suspected to be functional to this day, but as of writing, their whereabouts are unknown. As a point of interest, it can be revealed that many of Abstergo's early breakthroughs in genetic memory technology came about through close study of these artifacts, although current Animus technology is not based on their architecture. The Voynich Manuscript. A fascinating puzzle is yet unsolved. We are deeply interested in finding the person or persons responsible for the creation of this magnificent and mystifying tome. All researchers assigned to European subjects living in the 15th and 16th centuries should be advised to pay special heed to any mention of this rare and valuable artifact. Though recent carbon dating has given the manuscript a birth date of 1405 or thereabouts, Abstergo Industries has uncovered highly classified information that complicates his theory greatly. One subject of great interest to us in this endeavor is the English philosopher Roger Bacon. Interesting. Unless I now need to drink water because that was a lot of talking just right in a row. It's like, have you ever dealt with that where you give presentations or you talk like long periods of time and then all of a sudden, like,
are you kidding?
You become over aware about how you're speaking and
Over
then...
Here. Are you ready? He's waiting for us.
Hey, buddy. I was like, and then your mouth either just like stops working properly or...
I just watched some of your footage from this week. It's amazing. Blackbeard was mental. And we all got so excited that we started talking about this idea for a trailer about him. Maybe start with him drinking, talking to some pirates, telling a story.
Oh, like the intro,
Then
trailer.
We cut to him leaping across the deck of his boat and, sorry, his ship, not boat, but jumping around the deck of his ship, swinging from ropes and fighting like a devil. I mean, obviously we're gonna have to manipulate some of the existing footage to get it looking good, but it could be great. I'm getting a shiver in my timbers just thinking about it. Sorry.
Always a fan of a dork.
Bonjour, ça va? I hope we're not late.
No, you can go right...
Hi, Melanie. I saw you just walked in. I need a few minutes with you alone. Leticia is on the phone and we're discussing the Kenway project.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry about this. I'll call you when we're ready.
Well...
Shouldn't be long.
Don't mind if I do. I'm just gonna use the bathroom.
Hello? Hello? Do you have a second? Of course you do. Head to the waypoint on your map. I have another job for you. I'd like to link all the cameras in the building to a central monitoring system, but most aren't calibrated correctly.
Okay.
Another locked door. Not a problem. Voila. You now have level 2 security clearance. Not bad for your first few weeks. Find the camera control station first.
You're not gonna instantly give me the level 3? What do you mean?
I'll update your communicator.
Sorry, but I gotta figure out what else we got going on over here, right? It is pretty, though. It's funny because it's like, again, from the time that I remember playing this game, like I said, I don't remember much, but I feel like I remember at some point us breaking out and kind of going through this area. Desmond Miles.
Ah, this is an interesting security measure. It looks like you need to find the right combination of numbers to adjust the wave. Easy enough, right? Pick a number selector, then change its value. Once you find the right combination of numbers, you should get access.
I was gonna say, at first it would really help if I just paid attention to what number I'm going for, but I love these puzzles so much too.
It works.
And if we want information on assassins or Templars or the observatory or whatever the fuck else interests us, Olivier, you will deliver it. Full stop.
Uh-huh.
I understand that, Leticia. I'm sorry if that came out wrong. We are not trying to be a bottleneck here, but we just don't have the resources right now to do 2 times the research.
Finding that balance is your priority. Your entertainment products are simply a means to pay the bills for larger and more important work. That's the way the world works. Dirty money buys clean hospitals. You get it?
We're on board, Leticia, rest assured. We have our best employee working on this, but it will take time.
That means you.
Good. And thank you. The both of you.
I should be the best employee. I put in a lot of work.
Until then, I'll see you at the shareholders meeting, Olivier.
Looking forward to it. Bye-bye. Tabarnak! It's a little too early for that kind of abuse, huh? Come on.
So, what's next?
We do as the lady says. Focus on the observatory.
Assassins, Templars, crazy talk. I'm curious about this shareholders meeting, though. How about you break into Olivier's office and see if you can find his schedule? Oh, what? You don't like that idea? How about I blow the fucking whistle on you, hacker? I own you. What I mean is, I don't want to ruin your life. So, do as I say. Now, step over to the window.
Let's go. Yeah, go ahead and push me around, Mr. John. Oh.
You can't waltz into Olivier's office through the front door, so I've opened another route. Up we go. Did you know that Abstergo was run by Templars? Oh, yes. Sounds like crackpot stuff, I know. But then again, the moon landing was fake, right? So, anything's possible. All right. Either you walk through that door or throw yourself off the terrace. Those are your options.
Can I throw myself off the terrace? You know how insane it would be if they actually let you do that?
Oh, well done, kiddo. Find his computer. Make it snappy. We're looking for the shareholders meeting schedule.
Let's see. Oh, cool. We just gotta play some Frogger. Look at that. Go boom, boom. Just hop on over here. Yeah, look at us. See, and everyone told me I'd never be good at anything. Alright. Salut. As most of you know, I'll be attending the Chicago shareholders meeting from the 15th to the 17th, and I want to see our progress with the Kenway line. The small amount of data we have already gathered is incredible, and we anticipate even more amazing finds in the near future. The events and people we have seen so far make us confident that the complete experience will be one of the most eye-opening explorations of piracy ever seen. It will take quite a bit of work to scrub the data of objectionable and classified material, but we already have some incredibly promising footage. At the same time, Abstergo Entertainment will soon be announcing a closed beta for a new customer cloud interface app. Sexy name forthcoming. Edward Kenway's virtual pirate experience will be the first complete product on offer and the first of its kind anywhere, an immersive, interactive pirate experience drawn from actual historical data. Internal tests of our consumer cloud app have been encouraging, and we anticipate it will be ready in time for the next holiday season if everything goes according to plan. So this leads us to a broader question. What other experiences would we like to offer? What other historical periods and locations can we explore? Judging by our current rate of data retrieval, our capacity to produce, and our understanding of consumption trends, executives at Abstergo Industries have given the goal of producing one complete virtual experience per annum, in addition to smaller offerings. As our research allows, this includes books, recordings, films, and other transmedia offerings. A second related question is this: does Sample 17 contain enough compelling data to sustain our current commitment to it, or should we make a request to Abstergo Industries for additional archived data? Remember, the data from Sample 1 proved fruitful enough to create our Liberation product. It's very likely that research into Samples 2 through 16 would bear surprising fruits as well. Thoughts? Alright. Hello all. Thanks for opening the discussion, Olivier. Just a brief heads up with where we stand now. I've been the Sample 17 project, hold on, and this is from Melanie, yeah. Sample 17 project director for just over a year now, and my team and I have been able to cobble together a rough list of the most interesting time periods available to us through this single genetic sample. Remember, this data has already been fully or partially sequenced by Abstergo Industries. I'll try to be brief. So we have the Italian Renaissance, Ottoman Empire, American colonies, War for Independence, New England and American Midwest in the 19th century. And then matrilineal line, Holy Land Crusades, Egypt and Northern Africa, Ooh, Shogun in Japan, French Revolution, Napoleonic Wars, Taiwan, Summer of Love, American Pacific Coast. Obviously, this is just a small sample of the potential options. The number of ancestors any one person has is well above 30,000 after just 15 generations. So there could be many more surprises waiting for us within Sample 17. However, despite Sample 17's rich heritage, we should not limit ourselves to this alone if we have concrete leads elsewhere. For instance, quite a few men from all sides of my family fought in both world wars, and I even have great-great-grandfather who fought in the American Civil War. Managed to meet President Lincoln a few times too. Going this route is a little more costly and time-consuming since the data has already been sequenced, but it can be rewarding in the long run. In short, if anyone has any confirmed connections to interesting historical events, periods, or cities, or knows people who do, please share. I will be reviewing the past 3 decades of samples collected and sequenced by Abstergo Industries. Recently learned that one of their samples, number 2, I believe, participated in the trial of Jeanne d'Arc? Jeanne d'Arc? I always forget how to say it in like properly. So there's a nice lead there. Mel. It's some good art. I wonder if like any of this hints at them possibly going to like, you know, it's like seeing the pyramids and stuff like that, if they already knew certain directions they wanted to go or what. All good points, Mel. A word of caution though, sample 2 comes from the late Dr. Vick himself, collected at some point in the early 80s when he was a young engineer working at Abstergo Industries. So as tempting as a Jeanne d'Arc experience sounds, I'm not sure Abstergo Industries would be too keen on letting us rummage around in Dr. Vidick's DNA. It's just a sensitive topic. For my own part, I'm related to Francois Xavier Garneau, a Quebecois historian and poet. Exciting, right? A possible lead? Wink. One additional caveat, let's avoid digging into any modern periods, i.e. the 20th century, unless we find something incredibly compelling, because as fun as World War II setting might sound, we do well to avoid any settings with vehicles, cars, motorcycles, helicopters, tanks, etc. Why, you may ask? Because our research has shown memory imprinting in individuals is actually hampered by the semi-catatonic state most people enter when driving for medium or long periods of time. This makes data retrieval somewhat more difficult. In short, we don't want to go through the effort of coding extra animus features just for the sake of digging up memories of people driving around in cars. There are other and more efficient ways to experience that. Oh, interesting. Okay, so that means that's why everything's so focused on a lot of like this historical era, because that flow state you hit while driving actually changes the way that you would like capture your memories. Okay. Like this is from Chloe. Olivier, haha, Quebec City is beautiful, but without pirates, ninjas, or zombies. I'm not sure how well a story about a historian would sell. Also keep in mind, Sables 4 and 16 might be off limits too. While doing my own research last month, I caught wind of some exciting characters buried in these gene samples. But as soon as I started digging, I was told by people far, far above me to stop. Very odd, but not surprising, I suppose. AE has a lot of active military contracts, and I presume these had something to do with that. I didn't push back. As far as my own, if anyone is interested, my great-grandfather was friends with Hemingway and Stein and Sadie and Picasso when he lived in Paris in the 1920s. No action-packed adventures there, but historically interesting, just throwing it out there. Chris, is our lunch meeting on-site or off? Let's see. Yes, as much as I love The Lost Generation, I think a first few virtual experiences would need to be a little more action-oriented, so wars and major combat operations are always a good starting point. Or any periods of intense conflict, really. As for pirates, ninjas, and zombies, we could easily accommodate the first two, but zombies are a bit, how do you say, ahistorical? Too bad, really. My great-grandmother, for instance, worked along Edmond de Valera and Michael Collins for many years during the Irish War for Independence, so it wouldn't be difficult to sequence that small segment of my own genetic memories for our purposes. Olivier, actually, there is a factual basis for zombies, or zombification anyway. Read Hurston's book on Haiti and the strange voodoo practice there. It may not be Hollywood-style zombie magic, but it's creepy nonetheless. In Liberation, Evelyn came into contact with voodoo hoonigans. If we dug further into that, I wonder what we could find. Her mentor, Agate, was into some weird stuff. Off-site, there's a new vegetarian place I want to try. I'll bring the spec sheets they already printed. Sorry to be a dissenter, but couldn't we be using this technology to educate, not placate? I mean, theoretically, we have all of human history to explore, all of our achievements and brightest moments. So it's a little disheartening to hear we need to focus on wars and conflict and violence. It's not that I'm against violence per se, it's just that violence isn't terribly interesting in bulk, that's all. There's so much more nuance to life, and I think we could explore that. So what if we found the memories of someone who worked with Albert Einstein in his patent office, or Charles Darwin on the Beagle, or Marie Curie in France? Moments where humans showed their very best potential. Okay, come on. Until oily, humorous university professors start paying us 8-figure fees to research the reification of normative gender signifiers in pre-colonial India, why don't we stick to shit that sells? I'm talking Jack the Ripper in Victorian London, I'm talking about guillotines, Robespierre, and Napoleon Bonaparte in the French Revolution. I'm talking about Billy the Kid and Wyatt Earp in the wild American West. I'm talking about Genghis Khan and the Mongols killing a city of millions in the span of a long summer weekend. Action, blood, adventure, conflict. Because we're not going to earn back 1/10 of the money we have poured into this, reliving the memories of a guy who sat next to Einstein as he bit his nails while working out the finer details of general relativity in his head. For fuck's sake, man, this is a business, not a group therapy session. Evan, let's take this offline. Yikes.
You sneaky bastard. A pirate through and through, ain't you? Now, get down to the lobby. There's a courier waiting. Yeah, that's right. I've been planning this for a few hours. Now, wait. The receptionist. Hold on. I'll try something.
Oh, well.
As gullible as ever. Now, hurry down to the lobby before I remotely detonate your earpiece. Don't even think about ratting me out. My tracks are covered. Yours ain't.
Also, I'm curious too about how if the bleeding effect is discussed at all in this. Because I feel like there's a chance that we actually, you know...
Did you, like the allongé? I practiced.
I think you pulled it a little too long.
Oh, come on. It's not encrypted code, for God's sakes. It's just a bloody coffee.
I mean, there's a lot of skill that goes into making a proper coffee and espresso.
Hey there, I just got a call about picking up another transfer.
Oh, you said you were here to see me.
Yes, that is one of the perks. Let's see it. A conference in Chicago, very nice. Thanks for this. We'll be in touch.
Ciao, Rebecca. Text me.
Stuff it, Hastings.
Hmm.
Safe where we work.
Well done,
Sean
friend.
just being a loser as
Very
always.
Well done. Apologies for my temper tantrum there. You are with the good guys, I promise. We'll keep you safe. Trust me. Go on back to work. We'll be in touch.
Just would also help if you didn't threaten to kill me every 5 seconds, you know?
3 times between the parking garage and my desk.
But, you know, while we're here. Oh god, 3:15. Let's see. Because we're probably gonna want something with a 5. So we want probably 5, 3. There we go. It's always interesting to think, because like I remember doing it as a kid, but like, so anything that ends in a 5, if you multiply it by 5, it ends up having, it ends up actually being, or it'll end up ending in a 5, so like 5 times 5 is 25, 25 times 5 is 125, and then, yeah, and then 625 and 3125, and then so on and so forth. And so it was like there's like a inherent just, you know you're kind of right as long as you get there, or as long as you pay attention.
Bonjour. C'est absolument hors de question.
Nope. We had access to one camera out of that, but hey, you know what? Can't be too upset. Now, we'll just come on over here. It's funny, because I really didn't intend for this to be just like all Abstergo stuff, but I don't know. I think this is super interesting, and I think it's cool to like actually get a chance to read and listen to all this stuff, so of course we're gonna just kind of full send into it. And hopefully we'll get lucky and we'll get some more audio recordings so I'm not sitting here reading everything. Because don't get me wrong, I like narration work, but also it's like I normally am picky about it because if I'm not in the right state or it doesn't sound right, like I re-record stuff a bunch of times and whatnot. And this isn't conducive to that, so... Ooh. Oh, these are... this makes me sad now, never mind. I think that was while we were in New York. Brazil, yeah. So I guess Desmond... I didn't realize that Desmond was into, you know, photography at all. I think it's cool to get still more background of who he is and who he was, I should say. Do this, wait for you to go. Hop on over here. Because like I said, it was like, despite all the time that we spent playing as Desmond, we really didn't get a good feel for a lot of things.
This is on. I don't think I've ever used this phone more than a few times to record anything. Hey, Dad. So, we're all here in New York at the motel. It's Queens, actually, in Astoria, near the NQ. Rebecca's off getting batteries for something. Sean's in his room doing whatever Sean does. And, you're out getting some food. Me? Well, I'm supposed to be getting ready to break into some offices in the financial district. Feels just like prepping for one of your old training drills, actually. 10 years go by, and then you show up, and it's like I was never gone, and we're right back to the ball-busting and the conspiracies and the paranoia. Only this time, I believe you. I believe every word. You know, I don't even think you know the half of it. I don't think you know how much I've seen. How much I've learned in just a few weeks. Everything, really. I feel like I've lived 1,000 years, or 10,000 maybe. It's impossible to explain. But when you see that much of the world through the eyes of so many, you can't help but be sad. And to see all these incredible, intelligent people fight the same battles, make the same mistakes over and over again. Because culture and knowledge and history, these things, they aren't passed on through our genes. Every kid on Earth needs to relearn the basics. How to live, how to survive, how to stand up for what's right. So much is lost in the transfer. So much is added every generation. It's a shame. I mean, over and over, everything must be learned again. I met Clay, Dad. Clay Gesmerick, in the Animus. I knew him by his Abstergo handle, Subject 16. My my predecessor. And he showed me things. He passed them to me just before he died. Or got deleted or whatever. Everything he'd learned, everything he'd seen. God, how do I talk about this? So, guess you trained him, huh? After I left, he really looked up to you, and now that I've seen through his eyes, I think I understand why. I'm glad you had him around, even if I wasn't there. The things he showed me. Unbelievable things. And I never... Shit. Alright, I'll back in a second.
Wow. So this, if I'm not mistaken, takes place during 3, when we have to break into that building for the first power source in New York? Yeah, the first power source. Because the first one's there, the second one's in Brazil, and then the third one is at the actual Abstergo place after Vidic takes our dad. It's so cool though, like getting all of this, because it was like even if you like knew some of the stuff going on, I was like, you don't get the full context for what's actually happening if you haven't experienced the other games. So it's just crazy to like see all of this. And it's a lot of information to take in, but you get to build the kind of timeline in your head. And Alea Ghost Lights. It is the opinion of this researcher that inadequate attention has been paid to Southeast Asia, in particular the Himalayas. Our research into first civilization peoples and the subtle fingerprints they have left throughout the world would benefit greatly from further investigation into this region. For example, we may find a prime example in the form of the Alea Ghost Lights. Alea? I don't know. Sometimes words are hard. Often reported by fishermen. The lights appear over marshes and possess the power to distract, waylay, and even compel victims to drowning, but also have proven useful as navigation aids. Gas seems like too facile an explanation. Has genetic memory research yielded evidence of anything similar? Ghosts or gas or something else in the Himalayas, they are said to be souls of deceased fishermen. We don't really take fishermen seriously enough, do we? How many times has a simple fisherman village yielded significant information, if not treasure? Bermuda Triangle. What must surely be the most intently studied region whose very existence is routinely denied by official sources, the Devil's Triangle has been held responsible for countless vanished vessels, aircraft and ship alike, since the earliest days of sail. The region's technomvirus tech omnivorous tendencies, that's a hell of a word right there, have been attributed to many magnetic pull of the lost continent of Atlantis, to UFOs, and even the unnamed mysterious forces. While the area still holds much interest, and we firmly believe in the power of science over superstition, we have been unlucky in researching this area and can claim only to have contributed 2 small aircraft, a ship, and several $100,000 of research equipment to the hungry maw of its continued mystery. For the time being, it may be safer to pursue greater knowledge of the region through genetic memory research via the Animus program. Ooh, that's such an interesting concept though, to think like, somebody was related to someone that got caught up there, and then being able to navigate and explore the place that way through the Animus. Chichen Itza? One of the most... Chichen Itza? I have no clue. Itza? One of the most popular tourist attractions in Mexico today, Chichen Itza was once one of the largest cities of the pre-Columbian Maya civilization. Boasting a mix of architectural styles from across the empire, it is also known to include contributions from members of the first civilization believed to have fought on the front lines against a human rebellion. In particular, the technologically advanced system of caves, tunnels, and puzzles that runs underground between the Castillo Temple and the Cenote Sagrado are rich with first civilization artifacts, excavated in the 18th century, and the controversial dig ordered by Madeleine de Lisle. These range from prophecy discs to rings and shards of voluminous in quantity. They are minor but culturally significant artifacts which, as a collection, provide us with the best picture we have of life on Earth in the months preceding the Toba catastrophe. This site is currently under federal protection, but we are close to reaching an agreement with the Mexican government. Easter Island. Located in the southeastern point of the Polynesian Triangle, Big Rapa is home to some 887 moai statues created by the Rapa Nui people. One of the most isolated inhabited islands, a territory of Chile protected as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, it has proven difficult to study closely in this century. Some records are available from the 18th century when the Rapa Nui suffered from disease communicated by European sailors. 19th and 20th century records indicate slave raids, famine, war, and deforestation. Despite this rich and perhaps tragic history, it is the moai statues that are most heavily protected. Carved from the stone of an extinct volcano, it is not known how they were transported for installation. This mystery fascinates tourists, but if we could gain access to conduct a private archaeological excavation of the island, it is the petroglyphs and network of caves established by earlier civilizations that we believe would yield the most productive results. Lake Vostok. Working with our Russian partners, we have secured an agreement to commence research into the subterranean lake that rests deep beneath Vostok Station in the accurately, if poetically, named Po of Cold on the East Antarctic ice sheet. Sitting approximately 3,500 meters above sea level, the Fishwater Lake rests 4,000 meters beneath the surface. Core ice sample was extracted in 2012 and will soon begin the research that should provide a paleoclimatic record going back some 400,000 years. Isolated fossil water reserve samples may prove even older. Only time and science will tell what genetic marvels these magnificent samples will reveal, if not a new window into the first civilization life itself. I also think it's fun too, as being someone who maybe doesn't have like much knowledge of a lot of the stuff going on that they're discussing in particular, but knowing like, oh, they're exploiting a lot of like real world stuff and examples with having Abstergo influence and kind of throwing them into places, and that's funny, an Abstergo skateboard. Abstergo, who is like would be very anti-punk in my opinion. Your office open yet? No. I still can't get that sticky, It's fine, but one day. Okay, then we've got cameras here now. 126, let's see. There we go. It's funny because that one's definitely one that you can also just brute force if you really want to. Ooh. Okay. Go ahead and at least get ourselves that camera access. I don't know if that really does anything for us though. Alright. Alright, so it looks like we've got 4 more in here. And then I think that'll have been us looking at everything. There we go. What do we have behind this door? How many ancestors do you have? How many of their secrets are locked away in your genes? And how many of their stories are you willing to share with the rest of us? Welcome to the fascinating world of genetic memory retrieval. We here at Abstergo Entertainment are now poised at the precipice of this exciting new frontier, technology and science that will change the way we view the past and live the future. In the coming year, we'll be opening studios all across the world dedicated to a single purpose: collecting and archiving the stories locked away in human DNA. And we need your help. We're looking for courageous men and women to donate their genetic materials to our historical research teams and to help us make rehistory. Donate today. So join us, Abstergo Entertainment, where the past is our playground. That's cool, because it's literally the vials that they use. Interesting. I'm such a nerd. I love this though. Like, this is so cool just to see, you know, it was like, again, getting to connect the dots and whatnot. And this is why I think it pays to, like, go back and, you know, re-experience stuff that you may not have before, or, you know, you may have put off before. Like, especially, like, stuff I experienced as a kid and then haven't played for, you know, what, a decade? I was, like, coming back and being like, oh, this stuff is extremely interesting. And then also, like I said, having a newfound appreciation for it as someone who hasn't, who definitely wouldn't have gone through any of this as a kid. Let's see, Subject 17, Phase 1 report. The surveillance video possibly captured by Erudito or another group is labeled New York, USA, 2012-09-01, 402. Accompanying chat transcript was labeled Kidnap Data Transcript Level 3. Someone asked Chase to make sure his men use more professional language going forward. Outgoing transmission, caller ID private, interface. Yes, sir. Pause. We have him. Reply scrambled. Yes. Shoving him in the van as we speak, sir. Target will be delivered on schedule. Transmission ends. From Brooklyn, that same day. The poster claimed that Abstergo agents have captured an unknown Caucasian male. Victim is in his mid-20s, probably 6 feet tall, 190 pounds. Destination unknown. Then they bring you to Italy. The poster identified this only as unmarked hangar, but then wanted to say Abstergo agents arriving at destination. Company-owned jet brought to hangar after landing. Victim identified as Desmond Miles. I don't think this is spread too far yet. Location already been scrubbed. So I think we can dismiss this as the ravings of a fanatic. Preliminary analysis. A leaked medical file, we're looking into it. No menstrual disorders for subject 17, though. It's been a relief for the public to read. Patient has no active complaints. No acute distress. No prior cardiac history. Blood pressure normal, 112 or 78. Primary blood analysis. No significant traces of chemicals that will lead to neurological disorder. No indication that the patient would be prone to neurosis. Unlike previous subjects, patient is psychologically stable. You are clear to proceed. Interesting. Oh, so it's like, so this means too that, like, literally, wow, games 1 through 3, or games 1, the Ezio trilogy, and 3 all take place within a span of 3 months. And this is the paperwork. Missing prison, friends of subject 17, distribute these all over New York. Have you seen this man? It's Desmond Miles. Kidnapped, yeah. Okay. What about this little handy dandy station over here?
Our researchers looked into the life of Altair Ibn Lahad, hoping to find a biography that might serve as a positive role model for Abstergo's global outreach programs. Unfortunately, this renegade assassin proved to be no such thing. In much of his footage, we see a man gleefully flouting some of his culture's most entrenched taboos with an arrogance that borders on messianic.
Altair, no, this is not our way. To burn a man's body is forbidden.
Many of our researchers felt that the arguments articulated by Altair's rival, a man known as Abbas, were clearer and more cogent than any we heard from Altair. I've recently put in a request that more effort be dedicated to locating one of Abbas's descendants, if any exist.
See, but that guy was
It's
the
clear
worst.
to us that Altair's transgressions were the primary motivation behind the ultimate dissolution of his despicable order by the middle of the 13th century. We therefore strongly recommend a pass on this property, in favor of a more agreeable and inspiring figure from this era.
God, it's so interesting too to watch like Abstergo do all literal like propaganda and smear campaigns against all this stuff too. Especially, you know, having the context of like having lived through it as Desmond. I said, I just so truly love stuff like this though. I've got so much more of an appreciation for it over time as I've like gotten older. You know, it's like, that's why I've sat down and listened to so many different video essays on YouTube. Because like, I've definitely sat there and listened to, you know, 6-hour video essays on stuff that I know nothing about, just to be like, oh, cool, let's learn something. One of history's most overlooked leaders, Madeleine de Lisle, freed hundreds of slaves and brought them to sanctuary in a tropical haven whose construction she oversaw personally. Brutally cut down at the peak of her career by Aveline de Grandpre, probably. The orphan she rescued from a broken home. Madeleine served as Master Templar in the southern colonies from 1764 to 1777. Yeah, that tracks. And again, another person there like, oh, she was a great Templar, and actually, that means she's actually probably pretty bad. Okay, I think we got everything now. Cool. It's like, I hate to say it because it was literally all just lore, but that's probably going to be a good place to call it for this one because it's already been an hour, so I've literally just been reading lore for, you know, what, probably like 50 minutes. So, you know what, thank you very much for watching, hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that fun jazz, and I will see you in the next one.